Alright, and they're off. Well, Martz is off anyways right now. Alright, now Jurga's fine now? Alright, so, Alright, so race between iMartz3 and JurgaBurgaFlintines. So apparently this is Jurga's first proper run. He does have a time on the leaderboards of 3 hours and 15 minutes and some seconds, but yeah, he said he could maybe get around a 130 in this run, so we'll see how it is. Meanwhile, Martz has a 59, so it's quite the gap here. He will also be going for an older route compared to most others. So from what I'm gathering, he should be getting the Pipe Roombu and the Breaker Roombu in place of getting the Van Gorbu and the Treasure Roombu. Alright, so you notice that Martz actually got the first, what supposedly should have been the first double in the wardrobe room. He actually got them in singles, so if you get the one on the right first and then the one on the left, it'll actually spawn the double with the garbage ghost and the gold ghost faster, so henceforth what we do what we used to do with the doubles, but it was found later that that was faster. Alright, so now we're coming up to the part of Area 1 where basically Egad's going to be telling us, as you can tell from Jurga's text, even though he's going kind of fast, basically he's saying that there are going to be other stronger ghosts, much different compared to what we've already encountered, and these are known as portrait ghosts. Now, each of them have 100 HP, and they've each got something that'll make them tick, basically, to show their heart. So what they just did there was they faced the opposite direction of Neville, the studying father, I guess. He's about 40 years old. Yeah, it's funny because a lot of these portrait ghosts in this game have their own personalities, so there's got something different with them. They always have different text wrote up that most others seem to overlook. Now, as you can see with Lydia, we had to pull back the curtain so the broken window will open and the wind will start flying and messing up her hair, so then we should show her heart. And now we're going to be coming up to the first boss, Chauncey. So with bosses, unlike portrait ghosts, they will actually be bringing us to another area where we can fight them. And it's got this, you know, this trippy background and everything, and it's really something. So he basically just shook the rocking horse to wake up Chauncey and then smacked him in the face with a ball. Kind of abrupt. Yeah, it's pretty especially because it's a baby, but like, that's just what Nintendo had in store. Alright, so you can get Chauncey in as low as 2 cycles. It was thought that you can get him in 1 cycle, although it's yet to be proven. So pretty much, what Martz just did right there was he stood in a very specific spot, and then at the last second pulled back so that he could grab onto the ball, because pretty much the balls, if you do it the right way, you can actually get them all the time in the same spots. So right there we just grabbed him in the ball, grab the ball and just smack him in the face. We got him a little bit above 50, so that if you get under 50, he will bring out a longer cycle for the second cycle, which will make you lose a little bit more time. Now, Martz just took some damage right there. In doing so, there'll be invincibility frames, and he can prolong those invincibility frames by bonking onto the wall right there. And because he has invincibility frames, he won't get hit by the ball, but rather he can grab the ball into the vacuum right away. Unfortunately, he got hit by the ball there, so we didn't actually properly do it. Jurga's just spazzing out with the Game Boy Horror right now. And as you can see, Jurga is also doing some older strats, just because he's never properly done a run before, so it's perfectly fine, really. Ooh, it looks like he's going to be getting a 3 cycle, actually. He just let go of him at 13. Bit unfortunate. Guess I forgot to mention seizure warning for when Jurga's fighting Chauncey. Alright, so now we're coming up to Area 2, and this is the part of the run where we are first introduced to some RNG, or random number generator, which is essentially luck if you're not familiar with speedrunning too much. And some of this can make you lose some more time. It really just depends on the run. So essentially what Martz just did right there in the bathroom was he got him, he let the grabber ghost grab onto him and then shook him off right away. In doing so, he would get him close to the other grabber ghost so he can get a pretty fast double. Alright, so now we're in the ballroom and he's getting these Shy Guys in a double. Considering that they're really close to each other, it's pretty fast just to get them all in a double, and unfortunately that second double didn't look too promising. He accidentally grabbed only one of them instead, so he let go of him. Oh yeah, so something I forgot to mention. I always forget to mention something what Foop just said in chat. Basically, the star in the bottom right corner, whenever you're on Hidden Mansion, the star will pop in the bottom right corner, and that means that your vacuum will be 1.5 times faster, and on US and PAL, you will take double damage. However, on Japanese, you won't take double damage. Also, iMartz just unfortunately lost 10 seconds right there. So basically, the floating Rolindas that he just sucked up, they can show their heart 10 seconds earlier, but unfortunately for Martz, as you just saw right there, he did not get that. And what Martz was just going for right there is known as poster skips. So it was found by Jerry's Giants and B-Man 3000, an old school LM runner and previous world record holder, as a matter of fact. It was found that you could suck up the poster from a bit of ways away, and in doing so, you could actually just put your vacuum through the wall and suck up the poster right there, which would save a few seconds. Alright, so now iMartz just released the booze, and I remember this now, so I will explain it right now, so no one will have to remind me about it. So basically, each of the boos, they can hide an object in a room. Not all the rooms, but pretty much a good amount of the rooms. There's 50 boos, and in any percent no out of bounds, or I'm sorry, in no out of bounds, that's what it's called right now. In no out of bounds, you only need to get 40. On Japanese and US. So, pretty much, what he's going to be doing right now, he's going to try to go for a tech skip, which is where if you suck up a boo, and then right immediately after suck up a cloth, you will skip the EGAD calling you, and it'll save more time because it won't actually give you some more text. And he just got it right there. That was nice. He got in the painting, so it wasn't the best RNG, but that was one example of the tech skip. And also, the previous thing that I was just mentioning where I just remembered it, pretty much what, as you sing right there, they're taking the booze and they're keeping them still while sucking up their HP at the same time. This was found originally by Zany Witch 7 from 2012 and perfected by Cooper in 2013. And pretty much what happens there is you hold an L and you hold R for every 10 HP. After the 10 HP though, you let go of it quickly and then quickly repress it. And hold it up again for another 10 HP. Every time you do that though, this boo will do a double cackle. Now, there are 15 double cackles pretty much that each boo has. And you're going to want to use them wisely, especially for some higher HP boos. So for instance, 150 HP boo, you're going to want to preserve as many as you can. So do it every 10 HP, you're going to want to pump. You can't do it too fast, otherwise the boo will just escape and you can't keep him there. Looks like Jurga will also be going for tech skip. Ooh, and he sucks up the tablecloth, unfortunately. Alright, so now iMartz is going to be getting the first element in the game, the elemental, the fire elemental from the mirror room right here. So, there are 3 elements in the game, and, well, of course, you know, you had to get them from the elementals. Now, what these do is they actually help with certain ghosts. So, some certain ghosts have elements inside them, so if you counteract them with another element, like let's say if you have a ghost with the fire element inside of it and you counteract it with the water element, then you will put it out. Or rather, you won't put it out, but you'll get rid of the element and you can just suck them up normally. Now, there are 3 elements in the game. There's fire, water, and ice. And the first 2, fire and water, will actually be both in Area 2. So what Mark's doing right here is he opened the chest, but just before that he went to go look for the boo. And he just now caught the boo and at the same time got the fire element medal. In doing so, he can actually save from the boo text, and then reset, and he will still have the fire element. If he didn't do that though, when he just got the boo and the fire element separately, he would have had to go through some EGAD text and then get himself out of the room by lighting some candles in the mirror room to unlock the spike door. And also in doing so, in doing this strat, the butler, as you can see on Jurga's screen just there, the candles, so if he were to not do that, the butler could be anywhere in the hallway, all the way to the right or all the way to the left in that one hall. And with this, if you do it fast enough, he can pretty much always be on the right side, so it's no longer a speed/RNG factor. Actually, it's really not an RNG factor, it's just speed. There's another example of iMartz shaking off a grabber ghost and getting a double. And so what he was trying to go for there was he was trying to go for that little cutscene that shows for the chest, which prevents Luigi from moving. So if he would have got the hat right after the cutscene started playing, he would have skipped the cutscene, so that would make him a little bit faster, especially if Butler was right there at the edge of the hallway, meaning that he'd have less time to actually suck him up before he disappeared. But he still managed to get Butler, though. It wasn't too bad. And so here is the first instance of the only known Japanese text skip. Japanese exclusive, basically. Since Japanese was the first version released since this game was developed from Japan, the Japanese version was bound to have a lot more glitches. So right there, he was actually able to do the text skip by going into the mouse hole as he's capturing the boo. Again, that's only Japanese exclusive, though, so he cannot do that in any of the versions. So that puts Jurga at a bit of a disadvantage. And he's going to do it again right here. So that saves just a little bit more time. Like a few seconds, probably. Depending on what kind of text you would get. So, EGAD, after getting each boo, he can give you different amounts of, like, text. They can be either pretty short or pretty long. The longest being the Vanguard text. That won't be until later in the game, as far as I'm concerned. And it really comes down to RNG when, depending on what kind of text EGAD gives you. Alright, so iMartz is now at Melody Pianissima, the piano playing ghost, and he hit the instruments right there in order to start playing the Super Mario Brothers theme. And in doing so, once Melody popped up, she offered to play him a song, and then you'd have to guess what song it is. There were only 2 songs in the game currently, which are the underwater theme from Super Mario Brothers or the athletic theme from Super Mario Brothers 3. The Super Mario Bros. 3 athletic theme is only a third of a second slower because you'd have to hit up and then A as opposed to just A, because there are 3 choices you get for each question. But of course it's RNG depending on what question you get. Jurga just decided to go for the hat instead of trying to do the skip. Alright, so iMartz just got the water element. This is the second out of the third element in the game. And right away, it will help us because there is a door burning on the left side of the kitchen. I don't know how the mansion is still intact. It should have been burnt down by now if that's the case, but somehow it's still intact because it's a ghost mansion. Luigi didn't even want to win this mansion. He was just kind of like, alright, I won the mansion, cool, I'll go over and celebrate with Mario, but then Mario's missing. Part 2. Alright, so right there, you're seeing that Jurga's not actually going into the treasure room, and this is because he's doing an older route that most of us runners used to do. So what iMartz just did right there with Spooky the dog is he dodged his attacks twice, but then let him grab on the third time, and then shook him right off. In doing so, after the third attack, this skeleton named Mr. Bones will pop up, and if you were to let him dodge all 4 times, because he dodged him 4 times, the dog would have gone back into the doghouse. However, by doing that, he'd bring the dog closer to where the bone is from Mr. Bones when you suck him up. In doing so, it's a bit faster, anyways. Alright, so we can see that Jurga just got the water text, or the water song, rather. Alright, so now iMartz is at the second boss in the game, Bogmire. So, this boss, if you get it 1 cycle, is about 50 seconds from when you start the cutscene. So what he's going to be doing right there is he's going to be sucking up one of the shadow Bogmires and shooting at the actual Bogmire. Bogmire can be on any part of the stage, depending on what happens. If you move slightly while the cutscene just starts about to play, when you go into the arena, he could be on the other side of the stage, which is a bit slower, obviously, but he got a 1 cycle there, which is really nice. And it was really fast, too. Alright, so now Jurga is going on to get the second element, water, as well. He does seem to be a bit low on health, though, which is unfortunate. He did mention that he could be potentially die a few times in this run. Let's hope for his sake that he doesn't. Alright, so iMartz apparently accidentally started talking to Toad, because I guess he just hit A. Oh wait, no, he's lighting up the room. Alright. That's an interesting approach. And he's resetting. Not sure quite what's happening right here, but I wonder if he's going for something risky? There's not really anything he'd be doing that'd be risky, but I don't know, we'll just wait and see, I guess. Oh, did he do normal action? I didn't even look. Oh, that's probably what it was then. I was like, I didn't know what he was trying to do. Wow, commentator, great skills. Alright, so now Martz is going to see what became of Mario. Unfortunately, he's in a painting right now, which sucks. All Mario wanted to do, or all Luigi wanted to do, was just celebrate with Mario about his new mansion that he won from, like, this random contest that he never even entered. Like, honestly, dude, I'd be, like, dude, I would be livid. Alright, so March just got the second of Mario's items, the letter, because Mario has left there's 5 of Mario's items, basically. 3 of which he should have been missing from the painting, because there's a hat, letter, star, shoe, and a glove. He should have been missing his hat and 1 glove and shoe, but for some reason he still has all of his clothing. I guess he just has, like, some spares or something. JurgaBurger, meanwhile, going to Bogmire. Hopefully he can get a fast 1 cycle. iMartz is collecting the final element, ice, although he's collecting the boo first because it was right there, so it might as well, it was a bit faster instead of him switching to some other object in the room, because every time you're here, you're in the tea room, and you get ice, the boo will always switch to something else, for the most part. I believe Jurga is getting a 2 cycle, possibly a 3 cycle. I overlooked that a little bit. Still fine nonetheless. Alright, so right here now, he's putting that ice to good use by freezing Miss Petunia, who is in the Eternal Bathtub, I guess, her Eternal Bath. And that will make her show her heart. I'm not even sure what Miss Petunia is. I thought she was always like this giant pig ghost thing. I really have no idea. I'm sorry. Anyways, iMartz is assaulting this grandmother with her yarn balls. Because, yeah, Nintendo. Great ideas. Alright, so iMartz is currently performing the satanic ritual of lighting all the candles in the Astral Hall, which will spawn some more ghosts. Although, if he had gone to that door that just spiked up before lighting all the candles, it would have brought him to the other door from which he entered the room. I would have played this one little tune. But of course, we're speedrunners, so we gotta go fast. Alright, JurgaBurger going down to the well. And he's gonna find out what happened to Mario now. And he's probably also going to be upset and outraged. Alright, so here's the moon. for some reason, when you walk into the mansion, this room brings you to space, and the moon's right there. And I don't know why, but Luigi is going to shoot the moon with a comet, or a shooting star rather, and he just did it first try. Nice. So that's a bit harder to do sometimes, especially. It's misleading depending on if you think you're gonna hit it, you might not hit it. So he's gotta be really careful. But of course, he got that first try, which was nice. Oh, so Jurga is going to be getting Biff Atlas. I guess this is part of his route that he's doing right now. So we're actually going to be saying something that's never normally seen throughout a No Outer Bounds run. And actually the first for the tourney. So Biff Atlas is just this dude that's working out. You start punching him with the punching bags, and then he does this like thing, this like little chicken dance. He's like, "Oh, you want to fight? You want to fight?" And yeah, you just suck him up after like 3 times of punching him with the punching bag. Alright, nice. Mart's got the triple in the projector room. Another example of the shaking off the grabber ghost. And getting a combo. Alright, so you just saw iMartz scan the mirror, and going right past the camera, you saw Biff, not Biff, the bank shot, the billiards player. Also, what was that on Jurga's end? He should have, that ghost should have let go, but for some reason he still had it on. That was pretty sick, actually. Alright, so now because the twins are here, we get the Area 1 booze from the Portrait Ghost rooms right now in the route. It all ties in because you get the key for the twins room from Nana's room. And the twins are also coincidentally named Henry and Orville because Henry rides in a car and Orville rides in a plane. Reference to Henry Wright and Orville. Oh, Henry Ford and Orville Wright. I can't believe I just messed that up. Well, I do apologize. I don't know my names. And I also just looked in this last night, but apparently in the Japanese version, the twins are named, I believe, Wong and something else. I gotta check. Wong and Ted. Now, from what I'm gathering here, the only thing I could find was Ted Wong, who was a dude who did martial arts, who was also under the, I believe he was under the instruction of Bruce Lee, the famous martial arts kung fu dude. As pay respects to me not knowing my my history. I swear I'm smart. Also, yeah, Jurga unfortunately had a bit of a rough time with Nana right there, but now he got him. He got her. Alright, so iMartz got the text skip with the bedsheet from the master bedroom where Leia was. Also, Jurga just now got the tea room. Boo, and he escaped at 0 HP, which is a common thing to happen when you're trying to suck up a Boo and the tablecloth is nearby. And you're sucking on the tablecloth, which will make the Boo escape because you're not focusing on him. Also, Jurga should be getting the fire to light the candles, but I guess he forgot. And he remembered now. Yeah. So now iMartz is mashing through the text for Madame Clairvoyant, and we're basically showing her all 5 Mario items that we collected. Once again, that was the hat, the letter, star, glove, and shoe. And this is about a minute and a half of mashing text. It's longer on US, although in reality, JP only saves about like 20 seconds compared to US. I guess Jurga forgot where the fire candle, the candle for the fire was, so he's gonna go to something that he used to know. I'm pretty sure that he knows well, at least. So I'm assuming that would be the Area 2 hallway candle right outside of the ballroom and in the dining room. Although he's not going to that right now. Oh, I guess he, yeah. Oh, I guess he's going to save, or no, he's going to get more health because he's on 28 health. Yeah, he would die soon if he gets hit a couple more times or so. No, he's going to do the booze. No, he's going to get fire from Neville. Okay. And while he's here, you might as well get the these boos. So now that iMartz got finished with Madame Clairvoyance, now he's going to the Safari room. He had to get ice for the elemental ghosts that you'll be seeing in the room. So we're basically freezing water right here. Since the element is water and the ghosts here. The blue twirlers, or now the elemental twirlers, also experienced outcast with a follow for JurgaBurga. Thanks so much, dude. I bet he really appreciates that. And I've got the double on the elemental twirler and the garbage ghost. So that was nice. Also, something I should have mentioned earlier about the twins. So, there are 5 boxes in the room, and they want to play hide and seek. If you had read in one of the books on Neville's wall in his study, which was the first portrait ghost we sucked up, you will notice that it said essentially that the twins have a fear of all 3 of the elements and wind. So you could essentially cheat by using one of the elements or your vacuum on the box, and if it shakes, they're in there. It was a lot different. I didn't even realize when I was playing it casually. I assumed that you just had to guess and win. See, this is why I pay you to look through everything. Also, he's on 8 HP rich now, which is not good. He's going to want to get that little small heart that just spawned right there. But he's a bit scared of the bomb and also probably trying to just get this Orville right Yes, I remember the names. I swear I'm not bad. I know history. I'm smart. Thank you. So now iMartz is going to be getting the Blossus, the third boss, and he's going to be doing the setup to try to get a 1 cycle. This is a real slap in the face to anyone who played this casually. Oh, unfortunately, Jurga died for the first time in his run. Oh, apparently he says he's forfeiting, which is unfortunate. But he's still going. He can, Jurga, you can actually still go. You can just play, man. Honestly, if, you know, if you want, just, like, go ahead. Gotta get a PB sometime. Yeah, unfortunately, JurgaBurga lost around the RNG. Dude, what? They reference to Mr. Speedrun's Super Mario 64 fail that everyone knows about if you watch Glad Jonas. And that's what he's referencing. So now iMartz will be going to Area 4, and this is the last area of the game. There's only 4 boos you have to catch, considering the fact that Blossus has 15 boos. So that brings you up to 36 with this new route. The most updated route, rather.
Mario.
Alright, so now iMartz will be entering. He's going to be unlocking this door, and what will happen next... Oh, you'll see, basically. So there's lighting that's just all of a sudden there. It's there if you're in the foyer, the very entrance of the game, in the mansion. You'll notice that there'll be like some flashes of lightning. And now the lightning struck the top of the mansion, which caused the power to surge and black out. So now Luigi's gotta go flip the breaker in order to turn the power back on. And in doing so, before we do that though, apparently during the blackout, the door was locked to unlock the to go to the breaker room. So he has to get the key, and the key is with this dude named Uncle Grimly, which is in the wardrobe room. Now, Uncle Grimly, what makes him tick in order to show his heart is basically you just have to wait until he shows his heart. That's all there is to it. You gotta face away from him, though. So, it can be as fast as him entering the room and then showing his heart right away, or the longest known time to wait for Uncle Grimly is 47 seconds. I'm not sure by who, so iMartz had to wait a few seconds right there, unfortunately. I do apologize. Last time I checked, it said that the audio was unavailable or something. I didn't really even notice. I do apologize for that. I'm not still trying to get used to this. Alright, so now because he got the Uncle Grimly and the key for the break room, he now can turn on the power, which he just did right there. Ooh, iMart's getting punished by these purple punchers. Even though they're called purple punchers, I still think they're pink. They're clearly pink. I guess Nintendo's colorblind for them or something. They can't see pink. I know they are clearly pink, but that's what Nintendo likes to call them. Also, another thing I learned just last night, actually, was the fact that the ghosts that hang from the ceiling, the purple ones are known as purple bombers, whereas the wider-looking ones are the ceiling surprise ghosts. I thought they were all ceiling surprise, but turns out they're not. I mean, it makes sense considering they're both different colors, and there cannot be any other color of those. Alright, so now iMartz is going up to the attic, and he's going to be going to the next portrait ghost, the toy soldiers. There's 3 of them. So what can happen is actually, if you're feeling lucky enough, you can actually just go to do a double toy soldier. That's a bit faster, but it's also a bit riskier because one of them could break off. They could not fly the right way, so you can break off faster. Sometimes you can actually get it, though. So it's essentially just a bit of a risk going for it. Shout out to the Western poster that's in the telephone room. Alright, so here are the toy soldiers. So, if you're doing the safe, just go for singles, honestly, because that's like the easiest thing to do, which he will do in this case. I would really only do double toy soldiers if it were just a normal run rather than a tournament setting. Oh, so he unintentionally went for a double, actually. He actually got it. Oh, but the green one broke off. That can happen too, where one of them will fly near you, they will walk near you so that you can actually just get them right then and there. So Jurga is, I'm assuming he's, I guess he's still going? I'm not positive. We'll check after the, later on at least. So iMartz is just burning all the Shy Guys on the roof. The fastest thing you can do for that is you can burn each of them once, and then get them to group up together by going in a specific spot. And then sucking off all their masks, and in doing so, you can get all 6 of them in one go in the sextuple combo, which was known as the Boston Burn, named after the old school runner Boston Brew, who occasionally from time to time runs this game. More so back in like 2013, maybe 2014. Alright, iMartz got the triple right there. Alright, so considering the fact that this Boo was 150 HP, iMartz is going to want to save all the cackles that he did, that he can at least, in order to get a 1 cycle. So he unintentionally unintentionally dragged the Boo a couple times for 20 HP, but then double cackled right afterwards, twice. But he got him 1 cycle anyway, so it's fine. Meanwhile, Jurga's in the Astral Hall sucking up the ghosts. Alright, so the reason why iMartz is not completing this this room is because it's just slower, because you really don't need to do anything with this room other than spin the wheel to shut off the waterfall. Alright, so here's objectively one of the most annoying rooms in the game, considering the fact that we are, the room is covered in ice, so it makes Luigi slip and slide all over the place. Not only that, but Sir Weston can be annoying, although iMartz got him in the 1 cycle. He was struggling a little bit right there, but he still made it fine. Sir Weston, along with this room, can give you a hard time. Especially when you have the pearls scattered around the room, and you're trying to get the Boo, and considering the fact that when you have the vacuum and you pull it out, it cannot unlock on the pearls. That's one of the objects that the vacuum can prioritize. So that would mean you would it would hinder your chance of getting a 1 cycle if it just goes off to the side and lets the Boo escape. Or at least move to another part of the room. But he got him in the 1 cycle, so that was pretty good. Now we're coming on to the final portrait ghost of the game that you get before you end the game. Because technically the final boss of this game is considered the portrait ghost. This is the final one before that, though. So Jurga is now at Madame Clairvoyant, just matching the text, and you'll notice that if you paid attention, that maybe you would have noticed that compared to the US, the English text, you'll notice that it's a bit longer in English, and the way you mash through this, especially considering the fact how long you do it for, you can hurt your arms doing this. Again, it also depends on the way you mash and how sincere you are, how fast you're trying to be. For most players that try to go fast, though, it does hurt your arms after a while, so it's even worse on US. So now iMartz is in Vangor, the last portrait ghost before the final boss, and he's sucking up 3 of each regular ghost that's on the painting, because apparently Van Gogh is responsible for all these normal ghosts being around the mansion. However, he has no correlation with the appearance of the portrait ghosts. So that red grabber ghost is also objectively the hardest triple to get, but he got it just fine. That one Shaggy got away just a little bit, so he gets a double in this angle, so it's not much slower actually. For the most part, iMartz had a pretty solid Van Gogh ghosts, and Jurga is now sucking up Madame Clairvoyant, who's actually is pretty much the easiest ghost to suck up, considering the fact that she doesn't actually try to fight you. She just kind of like does this running away, almost looking animation with the arms and everything. Although you can pretty much easily suck it up. Although when you try to suck her up, it can be annoying. It's weird because you have to use the C stick as well as holding back on the control stick. Also, if you'll notice in Van Gogh's room, where iMartz is right now, there is a bust in the back wall of Biff Atlas, and on the right is a bust of Lydia. Two of the ghosts that are in the mansion. One of them, which iMartz just got very early in the run, as a matter of fact. So he's looking to get a 2-cycle, although it might end up being a 3-cycle because he had quite a lot of double cackles right there. The boo was a bit too high. So yeah, there's another thing about boos. If they're a bit further away from you or a bit higher up, depending on where you're standing, it can make him double cackle a lot more, which will make you lose it. So it will hinder your chances of getting a 1 or 2 cycle boo, depending on which boo you're at. Oh, Jurga actually accidentally got the fire instead of the ice. He needed the ice to get these elemental ghosts. That's also kind of a common mistake for some newer runners. Even back in the day, after a few months of playing this, still I ended up forgetting to either get the ice or the key from Clairvoyant's room in order to get to the Safari room. So iMartz is looking to get either a high 1 hour or a low 101, depending on how his King Boo goes. So I believe right now it's like a 1 hour 41. No. Correction, a 1 hour 45. If he gets 2 cycle, that is. Alright, so the final boss of this game, King Boo, who is also accompanied by Bowser. He's in a Bowser suit. So we're about to save Mario right here, but first we have to get through this fight. So what he's going to want to do is he's going to want to take a spike ball that Bowser will toss him and use it whenever Bowser either sprays fire or uses his, like, sucking up his... Whenever he, like, tries to suck Luigi up, because Bowser's head will be so low, he can actually shoot the spike ball at his head, which will make his head pop off, although because of the kids' game there's no gore in it at all, and he can get King Boo from there. The lowest amount of cycles you can get King Boo in is 2, and he actually got froze there for a little bit, so it might be a fast recycle. And Jurga just died again, unfortunately. That sucks. Yeah, so that's right there. You just saw he tried to suck up Luigi, but Luigi was a bit further away from him, so he couldn't actually do it. He just ended prematurely. So for iMartz, what he's going to want to do here for the King Boo is he's going to want to leave King Boo at either 200 HP or a little bit above. And normally what every runner does is they leave it a little bit above 200 HP because it's really hard to get it exactly at 200. But anyways, if King Boo is under 200 HP and goes back into Bowser, Bowser will do this, he'll put his head on the wrong way. He'll put it on in reverse, and in doing so, he'll run around the stage for a bit, losing some more time. And he got burnt there as well, so he's not having a fun time with Bowser right now. So hopefully he can get it right here. Oh, it didn't look too promising. He was out of bounds for a bit and wasn't able to suck him up. So that's going to be a 4 cycle, yeah, at 32 HP. That's really unfortunate. Oh. Alright, so I guess it was declared that he was the winner. I guess he sucked up King Boo. So now I gotta switch to Jurga. Good job, iMartz, for the 102.10 that you got. He'll be moving on to round 2. So iMartz will be moving on to round 2 against Airshock 22. So that'll be fun. Airshock currently has a 58-56, so about a little over 30 seconds difference between them. Alright, so if Martz would like to come up here for a quick little interview, he can do so. If not, that's perfectly fine. Yo, the iMartz face on the stream, that was pretty nice. Twice, as a matter of fact, we got lucky twice. We were blessed with this face. Jurga bonking on that blue at 1 HP. Alright, so Jurga is now at Blue Losses, so let's see what kind of Blue Losses he has. I'm not sure if he knows the strat for 1 cycle Blue Losses. We'll find out shortly. So I guess he's not aware of the strat. No, he is. He was just opting to bring Colossus to the unicorn and pop him right there. Yeah, that angle was quite high up, so we wouldn't have had a good time anyways. Oh, Jurga actually got lucky there by getting 2 boos with 1 ice spray. And that's it for him for Colossus. Nice, nice. Alright, so now he... Oh. He's still going. Alright. I thought he stopped for a second there. I wasn't sure. So now he should be going up to Area 4. Once again, the final area of the game. Now, in his case, he's going to have to get 5 boos. Considering he does a different route. Sorry if I wasn't talking, I was just typing mainly. Alright, so he's unlocking the door now, and we're going to go into the blackout. And because there's a blackout, there'll be a lot more ghosts here. Did you lose sound? I don't know, is the game audio still going? It's going on my stream. So yeah, as you saw right there, there's another ghost that spawned. So there's a lot more ghosts that spawn. There's also, if you are a completionist, there are also some other speedy spirits and some cheese that you can get for extra money, really. Of course, no one about, we don't have to worry about that, we just go fast. Yo, Tinchenko. What? I probably butchered that name. Thank you for following JurgaBurga. He probably really appreciates that. Alright, so I guess he's, yeah, so he's the one gonna look away from, Uncle Grimly. In order to show his heart, just wait there. Yeah, okay, so he just showed his heart right there. He deserves the falls, yeah, I know, definitely. He's pushing through to the end of the run. I didn't even realize the follower is in the chat right now. Thank you for following. Alright, so on iMart's screen, Luigi's just be looking at JurgaBurga's gameplay, just watching him, just to see, like, whoa. He's like, hey man, that's pretty cool, actually. You're doing great. Meanwhile, he's also really confused with the question marks being there at the text box. So he's gonna go for Breaker Room Boo right now. And this Boo has 200 HP. It is possible to one-cycle this. However, it's a bit harder because you have to pull back and drag him a little bit as you are pumping. So that way, you'll just drag him at the end, and you can suck him up in one cycle. I guess he forgot that you actually have to go to the cellar room and get the key from there in order to get to the attic. He just knocked on the phone right there, and I guess he's clearing this room, which is actually an optional room. I guess he probably didn't properly brush up on his elm. Also, shout out to that Western poster, dude. Alright, so Nintendo, because the Nintendo EAD group that made this game also made Animal Crossing, so they like to put little tidbits here. Even though it seems pointless, it's also pretty cool, some of the things they do. They add more information for the ghosts, they give them their own personalities. Now, you could argue that, like, okay, well, like, if you really enjoy Dark Moon, I understand that, and I respect it. Me, personally, I enjoy this a lot more, just because it has those different things, and also, I'm trying not to bash Dark Moon here, but the whole mission thing, it's not quite how the normal original is supposed to be. You could also argue that, yes, just because I have, you know, nostalgia for this game, that, alright, you shouldn't really be doing that, because any game is really good as long as you put some time into it, and yeah, the Boo just escaped, and he does not have the key, which is in the cellar room. But he's really trying to force his way in there. Yes, that is also true. LM is also getting its own remake for the 3DS. It also has been like others have been upset over the fact that the Luigi Mansion remake is on the 3DS as opposed to the Switch. The way I look at it personally is that they're actually giving this game recognition as to how it once was. Even though it's like, yeah, even though it's on a console that's even though it's a console that's like 7 years old, it's still, I still find that it's pretty good. The fact that they're still giving this another chance. Also, I'm pretty sure I just heard a wait. I think that was on Jurga's stream. Yeah, Zircon, I actually pre-ordered that in full, so as soon as it's coming out, I'm getting that day one. I might stream it, but it'll be on webcam, I don't know. Yes, this is also true, as Spritz is saying in the chat. The original GameCube version was going to have 3D support, however, it was deemed too expensive for the different parts they had to get in order to do so. So, I guess they just delayed it. They just made it not 3D until much later in 2011 when they released the 3DS. Which is a pretty dope console, honestly, at the time, considering the fact that it was one of the first where you could have 3D without the glasses. Like, that's honestly really sick. I remember the first time I looked at that, it was in a GameStop. I actually, because I had never seen that before, and like the fact that it was actually in the store, I was like, oh, I can play that now, it's so cool. I think it was like a Street Fighter game. LM Beta by Glitch Doctor, oh no. I don't want to remember those days, even though they're still up on the channel. Yes, for anyone that's wondering what Franker said in the chat, I used to be known as Glitch Doctor, so, and I used to do a beta thing. Everyone knew me by my beta video. Trying not to self-promote on the stream here. Also, the key right there, all the keys in the cellar room. He's going to want to get the cellar room key in order to actually progress to the room with the toy soldiers. I guess he forgot.
Mario. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I guess Jurga stopped. Alright, yeah, so I guess we're gonna call that forfeit. Alright, so this has been round one, another round one match for Luigi's Mansion. Thank you guys for watching. I am your host, Glitch PhD, and we'll hope to see you again tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Oh, hey, Jurga.
Hey. Oh, God. Actually, I'm not that salty.
That's fine, man. Yeah, I almost forgot about the interview.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man. I mean, like, you know, you gave it your all. You gave it a good effort, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, like, this is my first run. The only really experience I have is, like, you know, from the rounds of, like, watching people, so I'm not too upset.
Right. All right, that's understandable, man.
Mm-hmm. I just hope this is entertaining. Me, like, forgetting stuff and, like, dying, so.
Yeah. No, it's all good, man. You know, it's understandable. It's a first run, and everyone's gonna make mistakes, of course. But yeah, I mean, you know, as you have to do the race, so you'll be going up.
I mean, thanks for like sticking around this long, honestly.
And no, it's all good, man. You know, I'm just trying to kind of like a captain. If the ship's gonna go down, I gotta go down with it.
Yeah.
I really don't want to say it like that, but you know.
That's fine. I understand.
All right. Anyways, yeah, thank you guys for watching, and this has been great. Again, I'm your host, Glitch PhD, and we will be seeing you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Take care.
Yep. Good night, everybody.